Alrighty, hey everybody. Hey, thank you for coming to our section of the internet. We're so excited to have you guys here. Um, we have a lot of new stuff happening at the Birchwood, and we'd love to introduce you guys to all of the new endeavors that we have going on. This podcast is one of them. Welcome. It is our podcast now. For all you Birchwooders out there, feel free to come into the chat and give us some love, show us some support, and also give us some feedback. Don't be afraid to, tell us how you feel. Today is a very special first episode because we have someone super, 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 super important to us here. And, you know, he's a big deal, big shot. I call him the big cheese. His name is Kabelo Nthebe. He is also the brand new sales manager. So that's a huge deal. So I'd love you guys to help me welcome KB to our Birchwood podcast. Welcome,
You.
KB.
Thank you, Q. Really, what a big privilege and an honor to be on your platform. I feel very honored. Thank you so much for that.
Lovely. Thank you so much for coming. This is a big deal for us. So let's get into it. How does it feel going from being a key accounts manager, handling your own accounts and like doing your own thing to now being in charge of a whole group of people? What's that transition like? Like walk us through that.
Well, definitely, it is a big transition. I must be honest. Also, much more responsibility. Obviously, it's completely two different things. Key account managing, then the sales manager. It's a bigger responsibility. But look, it does come with its challenges. And one thing that I can say is I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I remember on one of my vision boards, I used to have sales manager, and I was like, why would I have this like I would say unrealistic at that time because, I don't know, I didn't see it. I think it's because of, I've been surrounded by great people, great mentors, even great peers, people who see potential within me. So, I had this dream long time ago and it's finally happening. And look, I'm excited for what's coming and definitely can do it.
That's cool,
Yeah.
man. I mean, I think we've all, well, anyone that works at the Birchwood understands how important that whole vision board thing is. And I think it's really interesting to see how far you've come from initially creating your vision board. And also, why don't we get into that as well? You can just tell us how we got here in the first place. How did you hear about Birchwood? How did you end up working here? Like, what was your journey like? How did you get here?
Wow. Okay, I remember, I was doing sales at another company. I won't mention the name, but obviously when I left there, then I had a moment where, you know, I was without a job for, I can say months. It wasn't a long time, but if I can tell you about that story, it was so funny as well how it happened because when I left there, I remember somebody sitting me down and said, Kabelo, um, I think you're a very talented young man, but please don't go into sales. And they discouraged me. And I was like, wow. You know, um, Fast forward, there's a post which came out from Birchwood. They were looking for sales reps at that time. You can imagine. I just got turned down so badly, and all of a sudden, here's a sales post. I was driven, I was motivated. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna allow any negative comments to get in my way. And here's this post comes and I apply. And I get called for the interview. I
Mm.
didn't know about Birchwood. Actually, when I came here for the interview, it was my first time actually realizing or noticing Birchwood, coming across Birchwood. I'd never seen Birchwood. I'd never even thought I would be in the hospitality industry. I was doing sales obviously for another company, completely different from hospitality. So that's how I got to know Birchwood. Went through a series of 3 interviews. I got selected. And from there, I'm also thankful and grateful to my mentors, people who've seen, my potential. And obviously, they've just trained me and took me through every step of the way, and I ended up being where I am today. So I mean, through research as well, I've done a lot of research. I'm very passionate about learning and just equipping myself and adding value to my life. And so through that great support, and then I'm here. So that's just how I got to know of Birchwood, and what a big organization Birchwood is.
And it's so interesting to look back on everyone's journey here at Birchwood as
Mm.
well. So I think you're not just sales manager, you're not just key accounts manager, you're also a family man. You're a pastor
Yeah.
as well. And you got
Yeah.
kids and you got a wife. So Tell us more about that because we want to know who you are outside of work.
Yes, yes. Outside of work, yes. I mean, I'm well known as Pastor Kabelo. I think I've been a pastor for a good 10 years.
Wow.
For 10 years, I've been, out there traveling, being to other countries, leading a church as well. That's what I've been involved in quite a lot. I've done a lot of street ministration, hospital ministration, you name it. I've done a lot there. And also, most importantly, I'm a family man. When my wife came into the picture, she changed a lot of things in my life and added value to my life. And so I'm very grateful for her and her support. So I've got two wonderful kids. One is 5, one is 2, still very young. So they're quite a handful. So, but yeah, that's what I am outside of um, work. And obviously I've got some friends that I like to spend time with, here and there. So that's who I am.
Okay, then. So, like, tell us more about how how do you juggle the two? Like being, a workman and a businessman, a salesman, and also being a pastor and a family man. How do they go together? How do you make it work? How do you say, well, I'm KB and I can have it all? How do you do that?
Well, I try to manage my time in the sense that I know from, for example, 8 until 5, I give 110%, doing what I do. After, that's when I prioritize my administration. So, for example, if there's people who come to me and say, I'd like counseling and things like that. So I know I prioritize it between a certain time and a certain time. And also I make sure that I spend some family time with my kids as well, just, obviously. So I would say through time management, I really am nothing without my family, and I really try to prioritize them more than anything. My weekends I try to also just relax and not do anything, not do work, not do ministry. Obviously, sometimes it is demanding things like
Yeah.
that. You can't say no at certain times, but I try to really manage my time so that I don't compromise, one area and
Yeah.
neglect the other area. And so, yeah, that's how I do it.
Jeez, that is a lot.
It's a lot.
But also, I think I would want everyone who does work here at Birchwood and who has seen you around and have been like, oh my gosh, who is that? I'd love to know who he is outside of work. I think just give us one thing that people wouldn't even suspect about you, like, or like a hidden talent, something that we as the public, whenever we just see you walking around like the premises, that we don't know, like KB's favorite sport is basketball, or he likes to listen to my piano in secret.
Ooh, a hidden talent. Okay. Well, those who do not know, I used to be a cricket player. Actually, somebody told me that if I hadn't left that, I would have been in the Proteas side. That's how good I was.
Wow.
So I would literally open the batting and open the bowling. That's a big deal. In cricket, if you open the bowling, if you open the batting, you're a big deal. And so I played cricket. I played soccer, but I wasn't as good as I was cricket. Um, I was also a musician. I was a rapper. For those who do not know, I'm telling you, I was a rapper. I actually had 3 songs that I got out, and I
Shameless
lost the
plug.
disc.
Spotify. Go to KB Spotify.
I lost the disc. Well, to be honest, that time I don't think I knew about Spotify's. And also another thing. Look, I think I've done a few things. A dancer as well. Those who know, like I used to crump. So we won the biggest talent show at our school. So yeah. So I mean, to be honest with you, I think nowadays we're so spoiled. Our generation is very spoiled. We've got things like YouTube. We can learn how to do things within just a twinkle, within a wink of an eye. So, um, many things. It's just through things like that, exposing yourself to the right channels, learning, and then you obviously master what you want to do. So that's how it just came about with me.
Wow. Okay. He's a pastor, dancer, singer, actor, rapper, musician, mechanic. What else? He flies planes on the weekends as well. If anyone is looking for a pilot, KB's a pilot. But also, just to also wrap up our little segment, I want you to just, for the non-Birchwooders out there, the ones that don't really know about us, what can they expect from Birchwood as a whole? Give us one of your favorite parts about Birchwood and maybe some of the new and fun things that are coming up for Birchwood in the next couple months.
Okay, so something very interesting about Birchwood is, and I really think this is what puts us on top of all of our competitors. When I say all, I mean it, because what makes Birchwood different is that we listen to our clients. We listen to every feedback. We take feedback of utmost importance, of above everything else. So we've listened to our clients. What we've done, we've built a petite center. We actually broke the entire center down. We build it up again. It looks so much better. We've had clients that walk in there, they just can't believe what they're seeing. So we've got this new petite center, and I do encourage anyone who's not familiar with it to actually just come through and try it. We've got videos as well on YouTube and other channels, but it's always a different experience when you actually come to the property. So I just really encourage those who are not familiar with it to actually come through and try it. And also, there's a new set of rooms. We've put double beds in it. So that's as a result of client feedback as well. Our clients wanted that. We've provided that. Our current project as well is that we're putting carpets in all of the rooms as well. So that's literally, those are the renovations and the upgrades, as well as some painting work which is being done here and there. So the property constantly, there's always changes, there's always something new. We never used to have the boma some years back. We put the boma. Clients love it as well. I think goes back to what I was saying, that it really puts us above, on top of all of our competitors, because to be honest with you, I don't think no one does what we do.
Can't compete.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for coming on our little podcast, KB. We really appreciate it. And we're excited to see what other stuff you get up to in the years that come, in this year, and all the new stuff that Birchwood will be coming out with. We are so excited. Hopefully, you'll come back
Oh, yes.
in a couple months and give us an update and a heads up on maybe new developments happening in your own life. So that's that from us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back with another installment with another special guest, and we're sending you our love. Give us some feedback, and we'll catch you on the next time.